Hi all, welcome back again. Today we are going to discuss about one more thing that we left out in our last session about tables. We will discuss about indexes. What are all things like include what is index actually. Okay, so let me log in. So in a book we used to have index, right? We can search using like index one page number will be there and it will direct you to the correct page, right? So similarly, when we have database table, whenever we write a select query, we specify the primary key values, right? So that generates an automatic index. Okay, so in this case, just like employee number, okay, automatically index will be created in the backend for this, which contains the primary columns. Okay, so this is, I think we can see it here in the indexes section. Okay, well, not here actually. Utilities, utility database objects, display. I think we can see it here, yeah, right? So you see index. So by default, whatever the primary key is declared is the primary index here. Okay, so whenever we create a table, automatically an index gets created. Okay, that index is called primary index. What does primary index contains? It contains the primary key columns, and there will be one more extra column will be there, which is called row number. Okay, so based on the primary key, actually you can say that primary index is like replica of your image of your what you call uh, your table itself, only that it has one extra column which has index. Okay, so in index it can be considered as a copy of the database table that has been reduced to certain number of fields. The fields generally is your these key fields. Okay, and it will have an index in it. So it will have an index like a number is row number, row ID associated with it. So when you try to access it using that row, it will directly hit that particular row in the actual database and it will pull that record. So indexing makes the table access faster, the data access faster. Okay, so generally like sorting provides like in that the records will be in this copy, the records will be in the sorted forms. Okay, so that helps us in accessing the data more faster. Let's say you know that it is sorted in alphabetical order, something is sorted in alphabetical order, so you know where to strike for P and where to go find the R will always come after P, so it becomes easier to search. Generally, index also contains a pointer to the corresponding record that I told, which is like your row ID that we told. That is nothing but a kind of pointer which points to the actual data record in the actual table. Okay, so that in that index, as I told, it has a less number of fields. In the index we have less number of fields and we have row number. So let's say these two are column, and there will be one more which is not visible here, but it remains there, something called row ID. Okay, let's say it says row number 005 here. Okay, so actually this is the structure of the index, you can say, and actual index will be the replica of database table. How it will be, let me see, where is our desktop, where is our PPT. Let me show you once in the diagram how index works. Okay, so this is the most common question asked in like SAP, that interview. When you go, they will ask you this question regarding concept of primary index, secondary index. Okay, so there you might have this information will be helpful. So let's say this is the database table. Okay, and there this number of records, and I will create one more table copy of it. Okay, one sec, Control V. Okay, and I will delete certain columns. Let's say let's delete this column. Can you delete this? No. So I don't know how to delete the columns here in this one. Maybe by going here and then changing the row. Maybe. Okay. So let's see. Let's take this one. Okay. So we have two fields, key fields here. One is MA and DT. and another is emp number. Okay, and other fields are there. Let's say emp name, email, contact. Okay, so these fields information are there, and in the index, as I told, it will be a copy of this data. Let's say I have 1 and 2 employee, and here client will be same for both. Client dependent table 800, here also 800, then employee number 2, employee number 1, and some name, etc. Okay, now here we will have 800, here we will have 800, here we will have 1, and here you will have 2, and here we will have something called row number. Let's say 0001, 0002. So primary key, as you know, by default it points to unique record in the entry. That's what primary key is all about, the combination of keys or a single key which identifies a single record, unique record, okay, in a table. So here we have this option, you can see this client and this employee number combination, which is unique, and it defines first record, and this one defines second record. So what happens, like in the actually in the table, it will be set with this column. You see 001, 002, this will be allotted to these rows, first record, second record. So this is the place. So when we will try to access the data from this table, our query will hit this index, primary index, okay, and it will pick based on, if we are passing primary key based on the field which we have passed, it picks the index. Okay, it automatically picks the index. So in the select query, when we will write in the where condition, if you write primary key, it will pick the primary index. It will hit this index and it will see, okay, this is the first record which is hitting, so this is the record number I need to pick from the table. So the index doesn't have all the fields, so it will hit here, and then based on this 01, it will go and it will fetch this very first record, and it will fetch the entire whatever the fields you want. This whatever the field you have asked for, it will fetch values from all the fields, and it will return that record. So this is how indexing works. Okay, so sometimes what happens that primary index is not sufficient to so we create secondary index as well in our case. So based on the row number, this row ID which links this. Okay, so here each record will have a row number. So in that way, what will happen, it will not search your entire table. Okay, so yeah, so this is how this matching happens. I'll make it more presentable. Okay, not sure. Okay, whatever. So that's what we have seen it here in the system. Let's see if we can create a secondary index as well. We'll try to create that secondary index as well. Okay, so we'll go to here, indexes. Here you create button, create index. Okay, so here you can give the index name. I will give, let's say ID, EID. I will give employee ID, let's say EID. Click OK. Then you give index for emp name, and choose the field name here which you want to assign as index. Okay, so we have these two fields and we can assign here this one. Okay, so we will give employee name as one of the fields. Okay, why it's not? Okay, you just save it, then activate it. You see, the table name is, index name is best, and index name is EID. So based on the condition where clause we will specify in the select query, it will pick the index. Either it will pick primary index or it will pick this one. So employee name is there, it will pick this one. Okay, so now we will go to the indexes. Okay. Okay, come on. Okay, close it. It's not working. So utilities, and then you can go database and display. So there you can see. You see one more database index got created. Okay, so this is just for making your search fast while reading the data, and to make it very fast we have this index, concept of index. Okay, so now we will go and we will see about structures and other database object, data dictionary objects. Okay, so let's go to the so today we will discuss about data type. In that we will discuss table type and structure. Okay, so let's go and try creating one structure. Okay, so first of all, what is structure? When it comes to structure, what is structure? Structure is nothing but a group of fields. Okay, like it's a series of fields grouped together at one place. Okay, and reusable fields that may need again and again. So let's say address is there. So we can have two types of address in the table, right? Permanent address and residential address, current residential address, or office address. Three types of address we can have, right, for single person. So let's say I have employee data, and I want all three addresses to be the part of this. Why it's not working in one click? Okay, seems like system is a bit slow. Please bear with me. Okay, what's going on? Okay, so maybe it's weekend, so generally they do the maintenance thing on weekend for the servers. That might be causing this slowness in the system. So like for this employee, I want this employee master record table, let's say. So I want the address, current address, office address, and permanent address. All three I want here, right? So for that there are same set of fields in all the cases, right? So there can be let's say there has to be a defined number of fields that we need for the address. So like house number, then we will have street. Generally you'll see street 1, street 2, like that. Then we will have locality, then we will have, let's say in India we have district, then we have state or union territory, or union, whatever you call it, province. Okay, province, I guess, yeah. And then country. Okay, so this you need 3 times actually. Control V, Control V. Okay, you need multiple number of times. Same data you need multiple number of times. One is permanent address, one is temporary address, that is current address, and one is office address. So office address, little bit different description you might have, building number or whatever. So this is the generic fields that you need, and you need to reuse it, right? And this is not only required in case of employee data, it is needed in any type of sort of address thing, right? Like vendor address, customer address, whatever. So these fields are repeated, which are needed again and again. So what will you do? Will you go in every table you are going to create these fields? No, we are going to create something called structure, and we will reuse it. So just give here a name starting with G. Okay, so let's give here G underscore ADDR underscore GADDR, let's say. You can give any naming convention, okay, and then create. Okay, now you have to choose here structure. You see, we have covered this. We will cover these two today. Okay, data element, after that structure, and then table type. So now GADDR underscore is not promoted second. Okay, so you have to give something else. Let's say GADDR EMP or EMP whatever. Okay, just try to create this structure. Okay, and then you have to give some description, address, structure, and then you give here, let's say first of all house number, and then you give your street, then you give state, and then you give country. I will give basic 4. Okay, now you have to define the type for it. Typing methods, type, system is responding slow, please bear with me here, can't help it, there is some issue, definitely it's maintenance. I will check with the server provider. Okay, go to predefined types and you define, let's say house number can be, let's say it will be numeric, so I will give an UMC and I will give length 5 and I will give description house number. Okay, then I will give street as I will give string street, then we have state, okay, then we have oh come on, yeah, this is so slow. Okay, so for country actually I know the type. Okay, so I will use that type. There is a data element type is there already. Okay, that is land 1. Okay, so you see country key. So now you have created it, then activated, and same options like tables we have here, but there is difference between table and structure. Structure is just temporary, it doesn't hold any record. Okay, like in database, oh, come on here. Okay, I believe I had some tr created with this user, and z package, best package, something was there, right? So I will save in that, and yeah, and I will activate this. So it looks like a table, but a structure is never a table. Okay, and a structure and a table can never have same name in the data dictionary, like we had in case of data element and domain. We created with the same name two different elements, like one is data element, one is domain we created, right? Dictionary object we created, they can have same name, but database in the structure and table cannot have same name. First thing. Second thing is it doesn't have any technical settings or anything. It doesn't hold any record, doesn't have any delivery class, data class, those things, nothing is there. You see, delivery and maintenance allowed, those things are not there, those types are not there. Okay, so only this is like a template. So we generally in the program also, while we will create our program, we will try to fetch a record from a table. Let's say employee table, we fetched a record and I want to keep its data. So I will have an employee structure I will create there. Locally I will create, or we can create it here also, and we will create a variable which will reference to a structure can hold one record. Okay, so that is the thing. That's where if anybody says that can a structure hold a record, no, a structure can never hold a record. Okay, a structure doesn't save a record, doesn't hold a record, it doesn't hold any record in the database. Okay, what it does, a variable which we create as type of that structure, a variable which is created as a type of structure can hold one record during the execution of program, and it generally gets cleared out once the program session is over. Okay, or program execution is complete. Okay, that memory is released. So whenever we declare any variable, generally that is syntax is something like that in ABAP data. Let's say ls, which is local structure, we give the naming convention, generally we follow. It is case independent. Okay, it's not case sensitive. You can write capital, small, any combination, all will mean same. Ls in capital and ls in small will have the same meaning. Okay, ls addr I give. Okay, and I give z addr underscore emp. So now this I have declared. Now a memory is allocated. Okay, and that memory is allocated based on this structure, whatever the fields are there, the size of this structure. You see, numeric length 5, then 2 string, and then 3. So whatever the associated memory which gets allocated for any this kind of data, it will add those, and those that memory will be allocated for this variable ls addr. Okay, So that is how we declare in the program internally, and this will then hold. Let's say we have a table also which is having similar structure. So we generally when we fetch using select query, we will fetch select star address blah 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 fields. We will see that select query in report from there, and then we want to process each record. Okay, each record. So what you will do, we have fetched in a table. So we will see something called internal table later. So let's consider the table is something, internal table is something in which we store data temporarily while execution of the program to process the record which we fetch from database. Okay, so database table, one database table is there which can be read from multiple programs, right? So what happens that we temporarily store it something called internal table in our program, and that we declare something like data. Okay, and then there are types of internal table: LT, local table. Okay, let's say address table or employee table, LTT, EMP, type, standard table of, standard or sorted table of. We will see the different types of internal table are there. So standard table of some database table. It can be a standard Mara table we have, it will take all the fields from there, or it can be a table type, or it can be a table type. We will discuss next. After structure we will discuss table type. Okay, so then we don't have to give a standard table of, here we can give here directly the table type name here, and then after this there is no need, this standard table of is not needed. Directly table type you can give here and it will become an internal table. So in that later when you try to process each record in LTEM, there are 10 records in there. So how will you do it? So you will one by one you need to process. So you have to loop at this table. Okay, standard table of, let's say I will give GMP, I have some structure, or let's say address only I want. So address table, so I will give the same structure which I have created in the data dictionary. So from that reference I am creating an internal table in the program. Now I want to process each record. I have used a select query to fetch data from some table. Okay, select blah blah blah, select query I have written here. We will see that. Then loop at LT EMP into LSADDR. Remember, we do this looping only and only with the same data type thing. You see, this table and this line type should have same structure as their like base, okay, as their backbone, as their template. Okay, so that means these two have same number of fields, only that this is a table which holds multiple record, and this is an structure which can hold single record. So we'll loop it into this table, into this work area. This is called work area actually. When we declare a structure internally in the program with reference to any other structure, that is called work area. So we loop a table into a work area and then end loop. So what will happen in this LSADDR will hold your record. LSADDR will hold that first record in first iteration of the loop. So this loop will run as many as record are there in LTM, unless we write an explicit condition to exit the loop. We can put that condition to exit or continue the loop. Okay, so that's how we process. So this, to hold that single record, we'll need work area, something called work area. Okay, and work area is nothing but a local structure, you can say. Okay, and it can be declared locally as well. The structure which you defined currently in data dictionary just now, that is a group of fields, that we can define locally in the program also. That also we will see. And the table type also that I told we are going to see next, that also we can define in the locally in the program or any function or wherever we are doing this development, we can do it locally as well. So the difference between local declaration of the table type, line type, or this structure is also called line type. Okay, because it holds only one line of record. Okay, its variable, corresponding variable can hold only one line, so it is called line type. Okay, what is the line type of a particular table? Okay, what is the structure of the table, the fields it contains? Okay, each line of record, what is its type? That's line type. Okay, so this is structure, line type, work area, all are similar terms, all have same functionality. Work area locally we declare. Okay, work area, when the structure is declared locally, that is work area. It's a variable which is of type of a structure. And internal table, that is declared with reference to a structure or a table type, or any database table also we can give here, because any database table is by default a structure in itself as well. That you need to remember, very big line to say. Okay, what is that? Whatever we declare here, we created this structure. We can either use this structure, okay, and you can use it here, or any database table, let's say Mara table or any table that I told you, right? Let's say we have Mara table, this is a transparent table, okay? So that also acts as a structure, that also we can use in the program as a structure, okay, while declaring the variables, that we will see. Okay, and then table type we can create explicitly and we can declare table type. So I hope the concept of structure is clear. Okay, this is what structure is all about. Now we will see how to include a structure that I was talking about. In the same table we need these three fields, right? Three things, or three addresses, but with different type of address, right? So that also we can do actually. You see here in Mara table they have included one structure, okay, this in dot include Mara. This is just now we are going to do now next, okay. So all these things field that is coming in blue, that is coming from some other structure line type, it is coming from eMara. Okay, you can see that eMara in the table here. Let's copy this for the time being and then we will see eMara. I think that was the name. Let's see all this is what a structure, okay. So you can check where use list, where all it has been used, this structure has been used, in which all tables or views or where they have used this, okay. Now let's go to our database table, okay, and there we are going to, we can do one more thing here if you want. Let's say here ZEMPR, here also I think we can include structure, include, let's say I will do eMara, that is already defined line type. So what I will do, I will hit enter and I will see there's something called group got highlighted. What is this group? We will make use of it. I can reuse it, you see. This I will explain in the table again, including, okay. Let's say I will give perm, okay, and then I will include the same structure again. If you want to include one structure more than once, a structure more than once, you have to use a concept called grouping of the structures. Okay, so I am creating this structure and there is a structure inside the structure, so this is deep structure, you can say, okay. And I believe we can include table types as well here as one of the fields, okay. The entire structure can be included, one table, entire table type also can become one of the field in the structure. That is called again nested, this is nested structure, and that will be called deep structure when you include table type. Here you have to give, let's say temp, permanent temp, not pound temp, these are not the hardware, you can give anything, XYZ, ABC, Spider-Man, Superman, whatever you want, you can give it here, okay. And then you have to double click and create those, okay. Name, suffix, what do you want? So what will happen, you see here all the fields in this eMara will be included here in the blue color that we saw earlier, right? And all this in eMara again it will include it. So both the structure have same field, so the field name will get repeated. So you have to give a name suffix, okay. So that, let's say there is a field called material in eMara, so for this one it will be material underscore whatever suffix you give, and then for temp whatever suffix you give, it will become material underscore that one. So let's give a suffix here. For perm I will give PM, okay. And for temp, if you don't give this thing, it will throw error actually while activation. It will say that duplicate record, duplicate structure you have included, which is not possible, okay. So in order to distinguish, you have to give, I will give TMP, okay. Now I will save and I will activate this structure. So this is how we do include a structure. And then we have something called append structure, concept of append structure, that also we do append structure. I think there is a difference, let's google it, difference between include. I think append we can do only one, difference between append and include structure in SAP. You say it came include in SAP. Yes. Append structure used to append the structure to the standard table, where include structure is used to include the structure to the custom table. The same append structure cannot be appended in more than one standard base table, okay. The same include structure can be included, got it? So this is the difference. When we use append structure, let's say I will use this append structure here, append name, let's say ZEMOR I will give, Okay, and here you can create that structure. It itself, it will become a structure. Let's not save it. Let's come out. I want to come out. Yes, I want to cancel this action. I will give append structure. I will give emara. Emara already exists. Different choose. You see, it is already existing. It won't. It will not allow. So what is the difference between the append structure and include structure? Include structure, you can include same structure multiple times. Okay, that we have done here using group concept. But append structure is just once you can include that structure. Okay, so let's let it be here. Let's come out of this. Okay, let's go over. Sorry, sometimes it's very slow, sometimes it's very fast. Okay, let's now go to what we were discussing here, ZAMP base. What I will do, I will delete that Mara thing from here because we don't need Mara, that is material master. Okay, so we don't need those information here. Okay, we will do this structure, we will include in our table twice, and we will see what is the impact and how it is working. Okay, save. I just wanted to show you difference between include structure and append structure. Okay, now let's do the append thing. Okay, now as I have removed, let's see if we are able to include this. Emara already exists. Okay, so append structure, you have to give your own some new structure. The existing structure you cannot. Zmara already exists. Zemara. Let's say I will give a test, and I'll give a test type, predefined type, char 10, and test. Sorry. Test. I'll save this, save, activate. We will see how to remove the object from transaction, TR as well, transport request as well. Okay, so this is done. Come on, come on. No, I don't need to see the warnings. Okay, so this is activated. JD model, let's see if it got appended. No, it got appended. You see, group is not highlighted. No, it is not editable. You cannot include this again. If I'll try to include it, it will say it has issues. Like you cannot do that. It is already showing already appended structure. You see, one appended structure is coming. I believe we cannot append anything else. You see, there is no create option here. No create button here, as we have in the index case we had in the table, right? We can add multiple index. Create button was coming here, and we were creating the index, right? Similarly, append structure, once done, it's done. So only one you can include, that append structure. Okay, so we cannot append more than one structure. Let's come out of it. Come on, come on, come on. Why it is happening? Okay, I don't want this. I will delete this, otherwise unnecessary many fields will come. I want to delete this. Yes. Okay, this is weird. Append structure, can't we delete this? Delete append. Yes, there is option to delete the append. I believe create option is there here. One button is showing create. Okay, delete. So it has deleted that append. Okay, so that is done. Generally we do use that standard thing they were talking about, append structure, use an append structure to the standard table, whereas include structure is used to include the structure in the custom tables. Okay, that is also one of the difference. So that you can see, and then just dig deep on that one. Okay, because that is very much important from interview perspective. Okay, they will definitely ask you include structure, append structure, what is the difference. Let's go to our table now, and let's include this structure as permanent address and all the stuff. Okay, we'll do that now. Let's say I want to include here, and then ZADDR underscore TMP. Sorry, not TMP, EMP. Okay, now group, this is permanent. Okay, and I will give an ID PRM, and then I will do dot include Oh, same thing, we'll copy paste, and then it's not becoming editable. Let's remove this. Let's see syntax check. Yes, save. You see non-alphabetic character generator cannot be used in the DB table GMP based or after table generation table. And there are some issues, not enough big letters, something I have done wrong, I guess. Oh, here, see, dot include RPM and dot include. Why it's not coming? This is weird. This is super weird. Let's see. Why it's not allowing me to delete this? No syntax errors. Activate. Okay. 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. What I will do, I will try to create it again. Okay, let's see. Dot include. Okay, then hit enter. Okay, and then again give dot include. Finally. Okay, this should come editable for both the things. Okay, perm and temp, permanent address and temp address, two address. You can include one more time if you want. Okay, so Control Z, PRM. Okay, then net suffix PRM TMP. Okay, so we have this now ready. Now you will see whatever the structure we have, whatever the fields we have included here, that will be available in the selection screen. Okay, so now you see house number again. So let's do one thing, let's go and give field for selection. Sorry, let's select all and see. I don't think we have more than 40 fields, so it will allow fields. Okay, this is, I think, because of this you see, street PRM, street and then state PRM, so all are suffixed with PRM and TMP. You see, TMP. So this is how it works. Okay, let's select all. I think why it's not coming. Anyways, that is not our concern here currently. So one more thing you can do here, use the parameters. You can choose field level, field name, and then you can see TR, TMP, PRM, blah blah blah. Okay, now you want to create entries, right? So first, last time we discussed, right, whenever we add fields or anything, what we do, we go and we will do SE14, activate and adjust the database table, so that there will be no discrepancy. Whatever the data is there, it will activate and adjust. Okay, yes, I want to activate and adjust it. Done. So this you should do. Make sure the data is consistent, no issues in the database. Then, well, let's go and maintain some entries. That day we saw like how to maintain entries, right? Create entries. If display maintenance is allowed, it will allow you to display the maintain employee. I will give 908. Let's say it is not existing. Let's hope. I will give something. I will give something. I will give something at the rate something. Oh, employee email too. I believe the character strings is very small. I think I have given less number of characters, that's why. Let's say salary, I gave USD, then department ID, then house number, this is permanent house number, permanent address, permanent state, and then country IN, house temp, let's say I will give XZ. Let's see, somewhere salary it's showing, it should be in the format. Let's say I will give 0 salary, or yeah, I will give 0 salary. Now see why it should not take XZ. Actually that is not a country code, maybe it's not associated with the domain, so that entry is saved now. Okay, so this is fine, we have all the data now. We can go and check if you want. We can just execute, you will see all the data. You see this one is filled with all the data. Okay, if you want you can edit the data. Okay, and that day we saw delete the data and all the stuff we can do. Now let's see, let's go to the next part, something called table type. Okay, we will use this line type to create a table type. Okay, what is the use of table type? With the help, as I told, with the reference of table type we generally create internal tables in our local program to hold the data temporarily. Okay, it will have whatever the variable we will create with reference to the table type, that we call internal table or something. So those in that table can hold multiple number of records. Okay, multiple rows of records. Okay, so if we need the variable which holds multiple rows of records, we create usually table type. Okay, so just give here some name, let's say underscore, I will give underscore tt for table type. Okay, I will click create entries, then I will choose table type ready button here, and I will give here, and then here tt for address, table type for address. Okay, and here you can give the line type, and then you can activate. Now you'll see there is something called predefined type and reference type. What are these things? If you want a table type with only single column, okay, let's say I want a country or state, let's say state table type for holding states. So what I will do, or country, so I will give predefined type, I will give land one here. Okay, predefined land one, I think it will take, or no, I think it's not taking that language key. Okay, so number of character it has 1 and it has taken that, and I can activate this. So this table type will have only one column. Okay, so in the structure we saw there can be multiple fields. So if you want a structure with only one field, or table type with only one field, we don't have to create a structure and assign to a table type. Okay, we can have direct that element with that particular data type for which you want that column. Okay, we can assign it directly here. And then reference type is something for like when we go for objects, it holds the objects. Actually we will discuss in object oriented web. Let's leave it for now. Okay, so currently we will go by line type always. Okay, and I will give this and I will activate. So here you won't have any what you call list of fields or anything, you won't be seeing generally you will do this much and then you will directly use it, nothing more you will do in this one. Okay, now here you will define, as I told, internal table. So what type of table is it? Standard table, sorted table, hash table, index table. Okay, so this is something that we actually we see. So initial line number is something here you will assign initial line number, so how much memory it will occupy initially, because as a structure we know how much it should occupy because of fields, but if there are multiple, initially you want to assign how much memory, so based on the number of records it will whatever you will assign here. Then standard table, then sorted and index, that you can just google it a little bit, we will discuss when we will discuss the internal table. So generally this we use for the declaring an internal table, we use this as a type of table type. What type? Internal table of type or table type. Then we use this. Then we have something called primary key tab. We don't use these things, actually we don't define these things. You can just secondary key, primary key, these things you can, I think this will help in your read operations from that internal table. Okay, based on what, if it is a hashed, okay, if it's a hash table I believe, then it is primary key and these things will become mandatory. I believe primary key will become mandatory. If it is a sorted table, then also primary key I think it will become mandatory, because it will get sorted based on the key. Okay, in index we don't need, I think key is not needed. So these are some terms and conditions that we will discuss when we will discuss the types of internal table. Okay, let's save it for now. Let's say activate it. Okay, this is how you, what is your table type. So we are done with table type, and our next topic is we will see view. Okay, view is left here. Okay, so we will see view. So first of all, what is view? Okay, so view is generally something like we change the presentation of data, the way the user will look at it, we change it. Okay, on our way, we don't give access, table access to the users generally. Okay, whenever we create view is data about the application object which we are working on, often is distributed in the different tables. Okay, so like purchase order table we have. Okay, so EKKO, EKPO, we have different tables we have. So header item data table, so it will have material information, it will have vendor information, different columns will be there, but those vendor again details will be in the vendor master, and material data will be in the material master, which will be linked by foreign key relationship with the material number field. Okay, so then what do we want? We want to see all the data together, the details, whatever we want, whatever the user want to see. Let's say in the table, in let's see if we can display the table EKKO. Okay, I will use that an example. Okay, so so you see here we have something called bookers, which is your company code. So we have some other master table for company code where it is maintained. Then we have this purchasing document number, which is a key field. Then we have different values which are coming from different tables. Here they have used one structure, and see here append is there, they have used append, and once appended, it is, I believe they have not appended more than once, they have appended a custom structure. So to enhance the standard, they have appended different structure. I think we can do multiple append. Okay, that you can explore. Please do that. That is a very important question. They will ask difference between append and include. Okay, so with the same name, I think we cannot append again, but with the same name we can include again a structure. Okay, so from different places we need data, and just like I told, it might have vendor record and other information. So what happens, the user want to see at one place, the user doesn't want to see these many fields, so we create, for that purpose we create view. Okay, so the thing is, the data is derived from the one or more tables, but it is never stored physically in the database in that way. Okay, so that's all about view. So generally it is used for showing the data to the end user as per his or her requirement, the way they want to see it. Okay, and the security purpose, suppose that we have employee detail table, right now we created, in that salary column is there, so we want to give the access to employee detail table to every employee, so that they can check other employees information, but we don't want them to see salary. So we create a view in which we will suppress that field, and we will, there is something called projection view, we will see in that we can do, or any other view in which we will have database view and other views, different types of views we have. So that way we can uphold the security, as well as we can show what we want them to see or what user wants to see. For manager, we will create a different view in which salary column will be available. Okay, so manager will have that access to the salary. Now going to Z, we will create one database view. Okay, GDB database view. So we have 4 types of view. Okay, so first of all, database view we have projection view, help view, and maintenance view. So let's see, I will show you in the system itself. db emp I will give. Okay, and I will give create. Okay, so let's discuss in brief about these things. Okay, database view, projection view, maintenance view, what are all these things? So database view, it contains actually only transparent tables. First of all, in this way it will have more than one table, multiple table it will have, and it uses inner join concept. So for understanding the view, you have to understand the concept of inner join and outer join. So let's see, on internet we will search inner join and outer join. This you will not find generally in the system. The view works on this principle, you see. So inner join you see as an image the common part. So database view always works on the principle of inner join. So wherever the two, let's say I'm pulling data from two tables, one is employee master record and another is salary detail based on department. Let's say department table we had, right? Employee table and department table we created earlier, which are linked via department ID. Okay, so I want department detail as well. Okay, so whatever the common field will be there, that will be fetched in both in this scenario. Okay, wherever the common condition field we are comparing, that if that comparison is met, then only it will fetch that record. What I mean, let's create one, okay, and then we will see. So here we can define all the table that we use. Let's say employee and department employee. You can give any description. DPT view. I want to give information at one place for both the things. Okay. I will save it. I will not activate. I will give add table here. Okay. So let's add table. Sorry. I have to give ZEMP star. I believe we have the option to. Oh, yeah, this is not the one. Okay, let's see what are the table name. I think there is dependent subject also data, that is fine. Where is that option to? Come on, why it is asking for package every time? This is weird because generally it has to have that option. One sec. Okay, we will have class O as 11. We'll go and we will find our table what we created earlier. ZEMP best table. Okay, and we had another table. We will see the name that we had foreign key relationship with department ID, right? We had that foreign key relationship with ZEMP best DPT check table. Okay, ZDPT check table. So these two are there. So we will use these two tables, ZEMP best and ZDPT underscore check. Okay, now you click on relationship button. What it will do, it will show you the relationship between these two tables. Okay, dependent tables, and just click OK, and it will fetch you all the fields which are common in both. So client and department ID is common. It will define a join condition. You can define manually what all condition you want to it. So whatever the data in which this condition join condition will match, it will fetch all those records where the record exists in both the tables. Okay, it has to exist in both the tables. Okay, one table is called I believe check table, and another is called dependent tables, something like that. So just in view fields, what all fields you want to view, you can pick from the table fields. You can pick, let's say GMP based, which all field I want to show it to the client. I want to show employee number, I want to show employee name, phone, email. Look, I am hiding salary and other things. I just want to see them, this thing, department ID, or department ID I can pick from department table, that is not done, and copy. Okay, and now again you just click on table fields, you pick other table, and from here what all information. Department ID only one field is there. There might be other fields, so just save it. And why it is asking to save every time in the so when we activate in the database view case, what happens, that actual like view gets created in the database. Actually it exists in the database. So that is, this is the only view which exists in the database DB, and it uses inner join concept. So common thing. So I hope inner join and outer join concept is clear to you. So inner join is this one, you see, and the left outer join and right outer join you can see here. Okay, full outer join means it will include all the records from both the table irrespective of condition is matching or not. Okay, and then left join is something where we have left side from all the data including the common data with the other table. Okay, so these are different types of join that we have. So this uses left join, and later we will see something called, you see, this view get created. Now I will execute this, so it will pull only those data where the values are common. So there are no entries currently specifying that condition where department ID is matching in both the cases. Okay, so we have not created any such records yet. So we can do one thing, we can go double click on this. This is the beauty of SAP. Whenever you will click, it will go it will take you to directly to that particular object. Okay, so let's give a department ID. Let's say I will create a ZDRPS something. I will create. Okay, it can be 0. It can start from 908. Let's say I will give something 9908. I will save it. Okay, now I will come back. Come on. Okay, yeah, and I will go in employee, this one 9908, remember the department data, and I will go to the records. Okay, from here I will execute the records, and I will edit one record, and I will enter one value where the department ID is matching for both the things. Okay, let's select some record, one record. See, department ID is here maintained, but these values are not maintained in the department. So if I can maintain these things in that table, then also these records should get fetched. I will edit this record. Okay, department ID 9908. I will save it. Okay, then I will go and one more. Let's say two guys belongs to same department, these two guys. So I will change it to department ID. Let's see, it's showing option. I see one which value is maintained there, 9908, showing that value here. So we can pick that from there. Okay, this is now. Let's go back to our view. So we'll keep clicking back, it will take you to the view because we started from that view and double clicked and moved forward, right? So that way you can navigate. So let's see. Now you see that is showing two records now, and only those columns which we want to see. So I will give access to this view to our users, and they will see only these records. They will see all the details. They won't see what is actually sitting in the database, how many records are sitting. They will see all the records for which a department exists. Department ID is common. Okay, so this is how we design database view. Then we have something called projection view and help view. Okay, and we have maintenance view. So we have four more type of views, three more types of views. So let's go to projection view now. So projection view we use for like let's click on this one, and then view, I will give it PV. Okay, create. So here there is no corresponding object in the database for projection view. Okay, and to actually, just like I told, I want to hide some table for some salary thing or something, I can do in projection view using single table. Actually, projection view will have single table. Okay, so I'll give PV for EMP. You can give here that table Z base table. You can give the name here. Here it is showing to search the name. Yes, ZEMP underscore best, I think that is our table, right? And here you can find the table fields which all you want to show. Let's say I want to show any one employee details except salary. I want to show everything. Just select all and then deselect this salary thing. Okay, just deselect this and currency key, we don't need these two, and just copy. All fields will get copied. Just save it, activate it. Okay, and you're done with your projection view. Now instead of giving the access to the table, I will give user access to this projection view, and this will behave just like table, only that salary field is gone. So this way we secure our data as well. Okay, you see all the fields are coming from salary table, that employee base table, but except salary. Okay, so and this does not exist in database physically. While we are making this execution here for the record, then it is going and fetching from the database, from that actual database table or actual database table which is sitting with this employee record. Okay, so there is nothing that data redundancy is happening in the backend. Like you will say, hey, if we have a EMP base table already holding this data, and then now we have another view which is holding data. No, this view exists only in the data dictionary, and it on runtime when we will execute, then it generates that shell script to fetch data from the table, and it hides. It does not fetch the field which is not in this table. So this is projection view. So projection view is just like you know, you have heard about like engineering drawing. You might have heard, in that we used to draw top view and side view like that. So in top view and side view, you will not see everything of a building, right? When you're designing a building or any object, from top view you will see it will building an apartment, 25 floor apartment will look like just like a square if you see from the top, right? So you are not able to see it. Many things are hidden. So that's why this is called projection view. Its projection is entire table, but many columns which you wanted, those are hidden. Okay, so now next move to our something called maintenance view. So maintenance view we can create from, I believe, from here also, as we have that option. Maintenance view, let's say I will say, and I will say create, and we will say maintenance view, but we will not create from here. What we will do, here you see we can add table maintenance view. Actually what happens that generally the data which is coming from multiple tables, okay, generally for the business related data all comes from different tables. So we can create from here, just like we have the, let's do that, let's create from here as well. Okay, so it will help you to maintain data from single screen. Okay, I have to give the description, MV4 EMP. Why it is exiting? Okay, it's not exiting. Okay, I will add one more. Let's add not best. Change primary table. Yes, I want to change primary table. Then I want to enter one more table. Oh, it's not allowing. Table and maintenance view has been linked to, have to be linked with the foreign key. Right. So we have a foreign key relationship here. Table and select and join selection and join definition possible with relationship. Okay, we have that relationship defined with the GDPT check. Okay. This I will see what is going wrong, how we can do it from. Okay, so selection condition, I believe we saw something here, right? View fields. Okay, so here we can it will provide you like multiple table. I believe you can join. I have never used this actually. Generally maintenance we do something through table maintenance generator. Okay, TMG, we will see that. I will show you that on how to do that. And here you see they have given delivery class and delivery data, or same thing that we have in the table. When we were defining a table, we had these things. Let's see, let's go and we'll see there. Okay, GMP based employee data, you see here delivery maintenance, we have this maintenance thing here, right? Display maintenance allowed and the application table. So what happens in this case, generally similarly we will create view here which will show you the screen where you can maintain all the data and all the directly into the database. You will have that tables and data will get updated in the database. Okay, so that's what we do here. Let's leave it for now. I will check this one actually from there over to. I will show you from table how we do that. Okay, so here is the display maintenance allowed. What we do, let's go to something called utilities and table maintenance generator. This is very important. They will definitely ask in interview. Okay, so it says that data string in the not supported in the email. What is this? Create change supported. Data type string is not supported in field email. Okay, let's remove those fields. Which is it showing error? Okay, I will go in. I will delete this field. Let's say some issue is coming, guys. I need to see this maintenance view thing. If I will able to achieve today maintenance view, then it's fine. Otherwise in the next class we will see it again. Okay, error. Okay, being used in a view field in the, okay, so we cannot delete this. Okay, okay, so let's stop here now, and in the next section we will see about help view and maintenance view. There's a help view again. It's in itself is a big topic. We will discuss that. That help involves search help here, you see. So we have seen till now domain, we have seen data type, views, database, and tomorrow we'll see search help, and then we will see the projection view and maintenance, sorry, help view and maintenance view, and lock object and type group we will see later. Okay, so these are, I think, currently not needed. Generally we rarely create this, and lock object we create during the update of table and update we do. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you for all your love and help on sharing and subscribing and sending these videos to correct audience. And please do like, subscribe, and uh, press the bell icon in the YouTube video so that you will get notified whenever I will upload the video. Okay, and it's going to get more interesting from here. Thank you so much. Have a